So remember that Jared Kushner got to the White House and decided that he was going to become the shadow Secretary of State, despite having no experience doing anything in foreign policy or really anything else in life. He had a failed real estate business and a failed magazine. The Saudis, it's been reported extensively, cultivated a relationship with Jared before Trump even took office because they knew he was fucking clueless and he was transactional. There are leaked Saudi internal documents that talk about this. So Jared becomes buddies with Mohammed bin Salman, currently the crown prince of Saudi Arabia, but he wasn't then. And they were reportedly like WhatsApping each other, calling each other. They were thick as thieves. And Jared wouldn't report out any of this to the State Department or the NSC. And Jared even helped Mohammed bin Salman get elevated in the Saudi system. He got him a lunch with Trump. He treated him like a head of state when he wasn't. And then in 2018, when the Saudi government was caught dead to rights for ordering the murder and dismemberment of a journalist named Jamal Khashoggi in their Saudi consulate in Turkey, Jared helped MBS deflect blame, even though he clearly ordered the assassination. So Trump at the time even put out a statement that smeared Jamal Khashoggi after he had been murdered by the Saudi government and defended the Saudis. So Jared was their guy in the White House. It was obvious for 4 straight years. And then Donald Trump himself went from attacking the Saudis before he got into office to doing everything they wanted, including shoving through billion-dollar arms sales to Saudi Arabia, even when Congress tried to block them. So then what happens 6 months after leaving the White House, Jared gets a $2 billion investment from a fund controlled by the Crown Prince, despite the fact that the fund's oversight board had huge issues with it. They cited his inexperience. They cited the fact that the kingdom would be responsible for the bulk of the investment into this fund, that due diligence on the firm's operations found them, quote, unsatisfactory in all aspects, that the fees were too high, that Jared Kushner created a public relations risk for the government of Saudi Arabia. Imagine that one hanging over your head. And we also know that Mohammed bin Salman also gave a $1 billion investment to Steve Mnuchin, the former Treasury Secretary, who actually knows what he's doing in this space. Jared Kushner has never worked in private equity. Again, he bought a building in Manhattan for $1.8 billion right before the financial crisis and nearly ran
He lost money on New York real estate
into the ground. But Mnuchin's firm got a 1% management fee, and Jared's firm got a 1.25% asset management fee. So that means Jared's making $25 million per year just by holding on to this $2 billion from the Saudis for nothing. This is the most brazen corruption I have ever seen in my life. A $2 billion kickback for covering up a murder for a Saudi prince who is a homicidal maniac who chops up journalists with a bone saw. That's Jared Kushner. Jared said he was going to raise $7 billion. So far, he's raised $2.5. Apparently, it's all from overseas. $2 billion of that is from the Saudis. 4 years in the White House, Jared spent setting up this deal. That was the whole game.
Unfucking real. And they're out there talking about fucking Hunter Biden. That's what they were talking about.
Jared Kushner.